I seek refuge in God from the cursed Satan in the name of God, the merciful, the intensely merciful. The past few shorts we've made together, we've talked about the will in multiple different angles. And as you see, this will is completely full of surprises. Every time we talk about it, there is more to talk about. So let's take one aspect of it that would, I think, unite us more than divide us. Because when you look into the will and the mention, how it was mentioned in the narrations of the Sunni books and the Shia books, and I say Sunni and Shia books for a specific reason, because that's what the scholars have done to us. They have divided us into Sunni, Shia, Sufi, Hanbali, Shafi'i, Maturidi, Ithna Ashari, Fiver, and you name it. There is, according to the Prophet ﷺ, Islam will split into 73 sects, all in hell except for one. For sure, these sectarian divides have started with the scholars. It's not with you and me, for example. So then, when you take a step backwards and you look at the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when he wanted to write that will, you find something very interesting. You find that the Muslims in the beginning, they actually used to be united. They used to actually be one. Because they didn't have Sahih Bukhari and Muslim, right? And then Kafi and Buhari al-Anwar. So look back into the narration that we've mentioned earlier, where the Prophet ﷺ, on the night of his death, he willed three things. One is to kick away the Arabs, the polytheists from the Arab Peninsula. Two is to treat the delegations of other countries well, how he treated them. And the third one, they forgot it. Now jump into the Shia history, and you'll find in the will of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, which is mentioned in Al-Ghayb al-Shaykh al-Tusi. In it, you will find something very interesting. And before he starts the narration, before he starts the narration, he says, وَأَمْلَأَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ حَتَّى انْتَهَى إِلَى هَذَا الْمَوْضِعِ. So he started, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam started to narrate to Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam certain things, and then until he reached this position and started narrating the will that you see. So now take from the Sunni sources where the Prophet ﷺ willed three things and the third one is missing, and you combine the two and you will have the full picture. Now this is where we come into play. We're saying that it is not us who are dividing, it is us who are uniting the ummah together, because we do not care about the sectarian divide that has been created by these so-called religious scholars. These religious scholars, first, are not, their authority is given to them by themselves, between each other, because they're not appointed by God. Therefore, why do we trust these religious, non-religious, non-working scholars? So, because why? When you follow these scholars, you almost put yourself in danger. Not almost, in fact, it is, you do put yourself in danger. Because the Prophet ﷺ said that the scholars of end times are the most evil under the heavenly sky. So why should you risk your akhirah, your afterlife, by following these dividing, non-working religious scholars? And who wants to divide the ummah? Is it us who are trying to unite and bring you back to the source of guidance, which is the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, in his will that he said about it, whoever holds on to it shall never go astray? Or is it them who are saying that the Prophet didn't write such an important document, that if I had it in my pocket right now, and I said, how much are you willing to pay me for it? You would easily say, everything in this world. And if I would not give it to you, you would easily come up to fight me for it. Just so that you know what the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ wanted to leave for you and your children, and for me and my children, that's one thing, that if one thing, it's just one thing that if we hold on to, we will never go astray. And I think that's a fair point to research and investigate. Because if you do not investigate for yourself, then you cannot blame anyone in the end time except for yourself. You cannot be of those who are in the Quran asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to punish twice those who they followed, those imitated scholars that they themselves imitated, and they were misguided because of them. Because Allah has given you the Quran, and He said, أَفَلَا يَتَفَكَّرُونَ, do they not think? أَفَلَا يَعْقِلُونَ, do they not become mindful? أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ, do they not contemplate the Quran, or are there locks on their hearts? So let us, brothers and sisters, investigate this most important matter of the will of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and find the truth that was made hidden by those not working religious scholars. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.